President Trump's legislative agenda is one step closer to becoming a reality.
President Donald Trump's one big beautiful bill, saying it will result in funding loss for North Carolina. According to Tillis, he can't support the bill in its current form as it would result in tens of billions of dollars.
President Donald Trump's legislative agenda cleared a major hurdle today. His big beautiful bill, the budget, passed through the Senate with Vice President J.D. Vance casting the tie-breaking vote. The amended bill now goes back to the House for approval. ABC's Christian Cordero has the latest from Washington, D.C.
Hold on to your wallets, America, because Congress just dropped a bill so jam-packed with perks, cuts, loopholes, and landmines, it makes Black Friday look like amateur hour. It's called the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Yep, that's the actual name. Subtlety? Never heard of her. So what's actually inside this legislative monstrosity? Why are billionaires popping champagne while rural hospitals are begging for gauze? And should you be stocking up on gold bars and canned beans? Let's dissect the 900-page beast that's either saving the economy or setting it on fire, depending on which yacht party you ask. Let's kick things off with 1. Corporations, the biggest winners in the room. Say it with me, corporate tax cuts. Again, this bill locks in the Trump-era corporate tax rate of 21% like it's the Holy Grail. It also throws in tax breaks for new machinery, research and development, and yes, even more perks if you throw a few bucks into opportunity zones. Because nothing screams economic recovery like making sure ExxonMobil can buy a 5th private jet with a gold-plated smoothie bar. And while corporate boardrooms toast with vintage scotch, let's check on the people who'll be paying the bar tab for the next 30 years. Second younger generations, the walking debt donors. Millennials and Gen Z, congratulations. You just inherited $3.3 trillion in new national debt. According to the Congressional Budget Office, the bill adds trillions to the deficit by 2034. That's trillion with a T translation, higher interest rates, reduced federal investments, and eventually, even more reasons to cry into your avocado toast. But hey, if you're a millennial with rich parents, there's good news just around the estate. 3. High-income households. The rich get richer, taxed less. The SALT deduction cap, gone. Say hello to writing off $40,000 instead of $10,000. Guess who benefits? People making $200,000 to $500,000 who live in high-tax states like New York and California. Also on the bill's VIP list, heirs to multi-million-dollar estates who now can inherit up to $15 million tax-free. It's like Oprah for the 1%. You get a deduction. You get an inheritance. You get another tax shield. But if you're in a rural town with 2 jobs and a Medicaid card, buckle up. 4. Lower-income households, the invisible majority. The bill slashes about $1 trillion from Medicaid. 12 million people could lose coverage, including 40% of rural children. Because apparently the best way to balance a budget is to take Band-Aids from babies. And just to twist the knife, SNAP benefits, aka food stamps, now come with a work requirement. 80 hours per month unless you're caring for a kid under 10. So, more paperwork, less food? Got it. Speaking of work, let's talk about people clocking in while Congress clocks out. 5th, tipped and overtime. Workers, a small slice of sweet relief. Trump kept his promise here. Tips and overtime earnings are now exempt from federal income tax. It sounds amazing, until you realize that nearly 40% of tipped workers already don't make enough to pay federal income tax. So unless you're raking in mega overtime at your job, the impact is more of a pat on the back than a lifeline. Still, it's a win, a small one, like finding a $5 bill in a $10,000 hole. But if you're in healthcare, hold on to your scrubs. The diagnosis, not good. 6. Healthcare workers, collateral damage. Fewer people with insurance equals fewer checkups, prescriptions, surgeries, and jobs. Over 500,000 healthcare jobs could vanish, according to the Commonwealth Fund. The bill tries to patch the rural bleed with $25 billion for hospitals, but it's a bandage on a bullet wound. While doctors panic, oil execs are doing the money dance. 7. Fossil fuel companies. back in business, baby. This bill gives fossil fuel companies everything short of a love letter. It delays methane fees, rolls back vehicle emission standards, and fast-tracks new drilling projects. It even includes a new loophole to avoid the 15% corporate minimum tax. Yes, really. It's like the fossil fuel industry won the lottery, robbed the bank, and then had the cops write them a thank you note. But if your solar panel side hustle was starting to shine, get ready for some clouds. 8. Clean energy companies. Houston, we have a problem. Billions in subsidies? Slashed. Consumer benefits for EVs and solar panels? Gutted. Wind and solar projects after 2027? Tax penalties unless they jump through flaming hoops. This is more than just a cold shoulder. It's a regulatory body slam. Thousands of jobs are now on the line in red and blue states alike. So what sparked all this? Let's rewind to the chaos in the Capitol. 9. The vote-a-rama. Welcome to legislative Hunger Games. This bill didn't sneak in quietly. It dragged itself through a marathon of amendments and arguments. The so-called vote-a-rama was supposed to go all night. It got canceled, then rescheduled, then, well, it turned into a game of political dodgeball with billionaires' wallets at the center. Senator Chuck Schumer said Democrats would offer amendment after amendment just to watch Republicans defend tax cuts for the ultra-wealthy. It was less of a debate and more of a Netflix miniseries, and not everyone played along. One GOP senator got scorched for saying no. 10th, Senator Tom Tillis, cautionary tale of the right. Republican Senator Tom Tillis said the bill betrayed Trump's own promises, especially around health care. So Trump retaliated with a verbal sledgehammer. Tillis then announced he's not seeking re-election. That's politics, folks. Disagree, get dragged, then disappear. While the Senate wrestles what's next for this beast of a bill, final round, the House vote plus presidential pen. If it survives the Senate, it heads back to the House and then lands on Donald Trump's desk. Will he sign it? Probably. His name is practically tattooed on the thing. But there's still time for changes, chaos, or even a full legislative meltdown. Congress moves fast and sometimes straight off a cliff. So, what did we learn? The Big Beautiful Bill is like a high-stakes Monopoly game where corporations already own Boardwalk and the rest of us are getting taxed for landing on Go. Rich, you win. Poor, you lose benefits. Oil executive, jackpot. Clean energy? Sorry, wrong timeline. National debt? Ballooning like a crypto bro's ego in 2021. So what's next? Keep watching. Keep asking questions. Keep showing up, because if you don't know what's in the bill, chances are it's working against you. This is political economics, where we follow the money, roast the madness, and break it down so even Congress could understand it. Catch you in the next one. But until then, read the fine print